All right, we'll start with an opening statement from head coach Amy Eagan.
Yeah, I mean, obviously really proud of our group. When you have a group and they're so young, you really kind of never know how they're going to show up in games like this, especially their first time through it. And we just had everyone show up today. And, I kind of told them at the end, when everyone shows up and they play their part and they play their role to the best of their ability in this team, it's crazy scary how good this team is. And so just proud of them. I thought, from the beginning, we had four quarters of intensity on the defensive end. I think, we work on some kills, getting kills, which is 3 stops in a row. And I think we had 3 of those in the first quarter, and just really got us off to a really strong start, I thought. I also thought we handled their press really well today. We had a lot of kids that, including Gracie up front, that were able to get it out of the trap. And then make some plays on the back end. Obviously, we shot the ball pretty well today, too. So just a really overall, just a great team effort.
Coach, you challenged the team on Thursday with the energy, and I like the word you used just now was intensity, and they responded. There was intensity throughout the contest, and maybe a little bit easier to get up for a nationally televised game, but you guys had it going for all 4 quarters, and were able to, again, get the opposition into foul trouble and play your style of basketball for 4 quarters. What can you say about the way your team bounced back?
Yeah. Again, I think they did what they needed to do. And maybe some of that was overlooking Thursday for Saturday, kind of like I said last time. And I was hoping after the game, after we won, that might have been the case. But I think, there was more than just ESPN, obviously, here. We wanted to win all of our home conference games, and we did that today. What a big, feat for this group. I mean, in our second year, I'm kind of shocked that we were able to do that, but I think they did such a great job of protecting their home court. And we treat every game the same. I mean, we talk every day about, the same prep, the same intensity, the same focus with stuff, and I'm proud that we were able to bounce back.
Coach, talk about how I keep seeing the steps as the team and the program keeps building. Mm-hmm. The minutes they get last year. Now I know they're sophomores. Sophomores are too young, but they got so many minutes to play together. And they keep coming along. And then the milestones, first ever win over Southern Indiana, national TV. And you can see all these building blocks coming along.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's exciting. I think I said last time, I'm used to this because this was what we did at Drury all the time, right? And so it's pretty normal to me. And I want that to be a normal thing here with stuff, and I think, you never know, I guess, as a coach, how fast that building of a program is going to happen. But I think we've been able to do it really fast here. And I think a lot of that credit goes, number one, to Lindenwood, to Jason, to Dr. Porter for investing in us and believing in us. And then last, my staff and my players, man, they are all in. They're invested. They came here to do that. That's why they picked Lindenwood. They wanted to come here and they wanted to make a difference and they wanted to build it into something special. And they're doing those things. And so, I'm excited that we are young and we still have a lot of growth. Sometimes I watch them out there. I'm like, oh my God, they drive me crazy. So we got a lot of growth still in us. And I just think the sky's the limit.
So Gracie, while ESPN was here today, it was really Gracie Day. Both you and Gracie really dominated with points, rebounds, all that kind of stuff. What's it like to be essentially a sophomore among all these sophomores and doing so well in your basketball career?
It's great. As sophomores, we're still all learning together, and I think that's just a big part of it. In practice, every day we get to know each other's tendencies really well, and so, finally figuring out those tendencies and everything like that has just exploded our game and made us more diverse players.
Gracie, congrats on the career high today.
Thank you.
I remember talking to Coach Eagan after you had a particularly good game a little earlier on in the season, and she said, if I could get Gracie to believe in herself as much as I believe in her, the sky's going to be the limit. And it feels as though you've grown every time on the floor this year. Have you felt your confidence grow as a player as you've had more time on task this season?
For sure. The beginning of the season was rough for me, and I think finally learning how to play again after not being out for the year has really helped. The coaches do amazing things for me. They always are, watching film with me or correcting me in practice, even if it's the hard love type of correcting. So I think that attributes to a lot of it, just because that's what I need, because I haven't played as much. And so them and my teammates, because they're on me just as much too. So,
Coach, back to the things that you're not surprised about because you're doing it. And I know the way you played at previous stops. And when I look at fast break points, 13-2, that's the kind of thing you, I don't know, expect, demand. That's what you do.
Yeah. You know, we haven't gotten too much to the press. We threw it on just a couple times tonight with it. I'm hoping it's something we can continue to sprinkle in here later in the season. Just more people have to prep for it. And I think we're capable of doing that. I mean, you saw tonight we played deep. We can play deep. So if we can do those things, we could steal some 5-second counts or some easy steals. I'd love to continue to get to that press. I think it's fun, you know, and we haven't been able to do it as much this year, but it's something that I hope we can continue to grow into. And that was a big part of that, I think.
And not too much X's and O's, because that can get boring for some fans, but watching the fast break and times when the ball doesn't even touch the floor and seeing the open player and the player without the ball running the floor is beautiful.
Yeah. And we've gotten better at that. I mean, you know, early on we struggled with that a little bit with the press. We're getting better and better at it. I think personally it's kind of hard to press us, because if we get open in that back court, we got so many kids that can really shoot it. I think, you know, you kind of saw tonight what could happen if you press us. So again, I think it's something we got to continue to work on. It's something our kids are getting more comfortable with. And yeah, we'd like to fly up and down as much as we can. You know, that's fun for people to watch.
Final question, I'll start with Gracie for both of you. The senior leadership, you know, you had 3 seniors today on senior day. Can you talk about, you know, what they have meant to this program? You know, especially Mary, who's been here for all 4 years through the transition, and you know, the reaction of all you guys when she hit her first 3 this year was great to see. You know, from the bench and from everyone in the stands too.
Yeah, our 3 seniors are amazing. They are so much more mature in the game of basketball than some of us are. And I think especially last year, that was humongous for us. They really show you what work ethic at the college level was. And so coming in, that was just that they just set the standard for us. And so having such a high standard has just allowed us to become such better players. And, you know, they're just the biggest leaders we have.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I told Mary when she walked out there, I mean, you know, Mary had a really hard, a tough situation here, you know, when we took over, and being, you know, possibly the premier player, not the outcome not being that, obviously last year with stuff. And, you know, there's not a lot of kids that can handle that situation the way she's handled it. And more than anything, I think that says the person she is. And that's going to carry her so far in life. So extremely proud of her. I mean, Boog, Justice, I mean, you know, having her here 2 years, I think I can't tell you the amount of growth probably that kid has had more off the floor with us than even on the floor. But I mean, IQ wise, just her talk, her will to win, like she just brings so much to the table for us, you know, with it. And then Mariah, only having her 1 year here, you know, I think she's getting more comfortable. You know, sometimes it's hard when you have 1 year kids. Sometimes it takes them a little bit longer. And I thought tonight she gave us some really good minutes. And so sometimes with her, it's a little bit of some mismatches in that, but just 3 kids that are so valuable to us and just so selfless. You know, I'm just so proud of who they are as people first.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.